Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. Today we're talking about a topic very near and dear to my heart, fragrance. I love fragrance. I am a fragrance head. Is fragrance head a term? I don't know. You know how people that are into sneakers use the term sneakerhead? I just absolutely love the memories and the emotion conveyed with fragrance, and I am the type of person that loves to switch up their fragrance every single season. For me, I have certain fragrance families that I tend to gravitate towards in particular seasons. And in very predictable fashion, spring is the time of year where I go heavy with my florals. I love a good fresh fruity floral for spring. Not groundbreaking, but I love it nonetheless. I do have a couple things if you're not into florals. There'll be something for everyone, I hope. In no particular order, I guess I'll start with the fragrance that I'm wearing today. And this is actually one of my most recent fragrances. And it just really took me by surprise. I've been wearing this all week, and this is the perfect spring fragrance. It's by the Replica line from Maison Margiela, and it is very appropriately named Springtime in a Park. The packaging of Replica fragrances always catches my eye. I love that it is minimal, but it's still very chic, and they look really great. I love the fact that they don't have a traditional lid. I love the fabric that they use for the label. It's not like a sticker label. It's like a really nice textured, almost like a textured linen. And it is a very well-rounded fragrance line. I find that there truly is something in it for everyone. Each fragrance that they launch is tied to a particular memory. It really resonates with me because that's kind of how I purchase fragrance. I love to make fragrance purchases tied to special events or trips, and this is just spring in a bottle for me. It's a very, very soft, perfectly balanced fruity floral. Now, I will write the official notes of the fragrance on the screen, but when I describe the fragrance to you, I'm just going to tell you what it smells like to me. It smells like a sunny spring afternoon. You're walking in a park, there's a slight breeze, the trees are in bloom. It's really beautiful. It's very, very well balanced. It's not too over the top floral, not too over the top fruity, not too over the top fresh. It's a perfect synchrony of those three elements. And to me, when I first smell it, it smells a little bit like pear, a really beautiful, juicy, crisp pear. A little bit of Lily of the Valley. It's not a particularly strong Lily of the Valley. I find Lazy Sunday Morning by Margiela to be a lot more Lily of the Valley heavy. This one is just very perfectly balanced. So I'm gonna stop gushing about it, but you get the point. I love this fragrance, and if you're looking for a new spring fragrance, check this out. I also love the fact that the Replica range has a variety of different sizes, so if you don't want to splash out for the big bottle, there are smaller sizes to try. They also have really great discovery kits, which is how I have discovered a lot of my favorite fragrances from the range, so love this fragrance. The next spring fragrance I've been into is Idole by Lancome, and this is a very nostalgic fragrance to me, not because it's a new fragrance. I can't say I've been wearing it for years. It's very much a people pleaser fragrance. It's a fragrance that I would wear to work. It's very delicate, it's very feminine. It reminds me of the first time I ever got into perfumes. I used to wear Ralph Lauren Romance when I was in high school. That and Tommy Girl were my jam. This has Ralph Lauren Romance vibes. This has Chanel Chance Otandra vibes. It's very much like a non-offensive, delicate, feminine floral. The bergamot notes in this fragrance are a bit stronger, so it has a very zesty opening, but then as it dries down, you kind of smell a little bit of the jasmine, you smell a little bit of the amber and the musk in the base. A lot of people don't like the fact that the bottle doesn't stay up. It's a very, very skinny bottle, but the ergonomics of it are, it's a bottle that's meant to lay in your hand like this, almost like grabbing your phone. I just store it flat. I don't mind. I actually really like the bottle. I like that it's something different. It's really happy, and it's a perfect spring fragrance to wear to work as well. The next fragrance is such a cool discovery that I really have to thank my friend Vanessa. She kind of turned me onto this brand, and it's a Canadian brand called Perfumery. And what they do is they make oil fragrances. You know, they come in these little oil roller balls, and they are inspired by really popular perfumes, like popular but more niche perfumes on the market. And this one, this is their interpretation of Byredo Bal d'Afrique, and it smells so good. It is a beautiful, this is a great option if you're not into fruity scents. This is more of like this has more woodsy and fresh elements in it, but it is really beautiful. I actually prefer this to the original Byredo Bal d'Afrique. I am a big fan of fragrance oils. I think they sit a bit closer to the skin, and they also last a lot longer. So to me, this smells a little bit cleaner, and it's a little bit warmer on the skin than the original Byredo Bal d'Afrique Eau de Parfum. I don't think Byredo does fragrance oils. I think all the perfumes are just in the traditional alcohol-based, just spray on either eau de toilette or eau de parfum. So having it in an oil, it tends to wear differently on the skin, and I really love it. It's I definitely smell the cedar. There's a beautiful cedar, white musk, amber dry down, but there's a little bit of zest in it as well. I believe this has bergamot in it as well. Bergamot is another note that I am very, very drawn to in fragrances. It's just very soft, slightly more on like the woodsy green side of things. Next, we have a fragrance that I actually mentioned in my fall winter fragrance favorites as well, and it's also really, really great for spring. It's Le Labo Bay 19. In the springtime, I do like to mix it with a little bit of the Dead Cool Milk. Dead Cool Milk is a layering fragrance that I've also mentioned in a previous video, but a little bit more on that later. Bay 19 by Le Labo smells like a forest after the rain. It's a very green, aquatic, fresh fragrance, but it's not fresh in the sense of like fresh and clean and soapy. There's no soap, there's no sweetness, there's no floral in it. It's just very, very woodsy, very clean in the sense that it just smells like water. There's a little bit of earthiness in it as well. To me, it smells like a forest after the rain. It's really, really unusual. It's very juniper berry forward. It's almost got like a menthol kick to it. It's beautiful. It's unusual. It's not going to be everyone's favorite, but for me, it just absolutely stole my heart, and it's a fragrance that I'm still wearing a lot this spring as well. And like I mentioned, if I want to kind of balance it out with a little bit more sweetness, I will add Dead Cool Milk to it. Dead Cool Milk is a layering fragrance. It's white musk and amber. It just smells very soft. It smells like clean skin. And I love it. I like to wear it by itself too. It's not a fragrance that you're going to smell for hours and hours and hours. It's not a fragrance that everyone in the room will smell on you, but if somebody gives you a hug, they will smell it. It just smells very soft and clean. If you like Glossier you will really enjoy this. It's along the same lines, and it's really, really beautiful. I actually really like layering it with the Bay 19 from Le Labo. I like to layer it with a lot of stuff. It plays really well with woodsy fragrances, more masculine fragrances as well. Now the next fragrance takes us back into floral territory, and this is the most expensive fragrance I'm talking about today. This is a really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful niche luxury fragrance brand called Floraiku, and this perfume is called Sleeping on the Roof. I am very, very into this fragrance brand. I love what they do. I find Everything that I've smelled from them has been very unusual, but in the best way. Their tagline is the dark side of flowers. Everything that, all the perfumes in the range are floral, but they are unusual takes on floral. And this Sleeping on the Roof fragrance is Lily of the Valley. Like I mentioned before, I guess I have a thing for Lily of the Valley, especially when it comes to spring fragrances. But it smells, it's very pure. I personally obviously love Lily of the Valley. I think if you don't like Lily of the Valley, this is not the fragrance for you. But what I love about it is that it smells so pure. It's not like a synthetic, adulterated version of Lily of the Valley. It just smells like a freshly picked bunch of flowers. And you can also smell the wet soil that they were picked from. That's the best way for me to describe this. It's very, very potent as well. 2 sprays of this. I know that most of the fragrances I'm talking about in this video are not the most heavy hitting in terms of longevity. This is a heavy hitter. 2 sprays, this smells all day long. This is a very, very concentrated eau de parfum formula. And I mean, for the price, it should be. This is such a beautiful fragrance. And obviously with a super, super high-end price tag, you also get a very, very high-end presentation. So you get the bottle, you know, that has this really beautiful leather stitched lid. It's very, very heavy. But you also have the option of, you know, taking this off and just putting this little lid on it. And you can have this. It also comes with a travel size spray that you can then fit into this beautiful leather case. And then you have another lid that goes on top. So you have, you know, this can be your little travel size on the go. You put this in your purse, and then this is your big size of the fragrance that you keep, you know, on your dressing table, or you can just, you know, do what I do and just store it like this, you know, to just display the big bottle in all its glory if you know, if you're not traveling anywhere. So you have options, and they also have refills available. I do have one honorable mention that unfortunately is discontinued, but it's still available on some discounted fragrance websites. This is, for some weird reason, this reminds me of evenings in May. This is like a spring to summer date night fragrance for me, and this is very, very ladylike. It's beautiful. It's Mon Guerlain by Guerlain, but it's the floral version. It's Mon Guerlain Floral. It's still very, it shares the same DNA of the original Mon Guerlain from Guerlain. So if you like that fragrance, you will also really like this. This is a little bit more floral forward. It opens up with peony notes. So there's peony, there's lavender, and then it's got the really rich vanilla base. Due to the fact that I have so many different fragrances and I'm always kind of rotating things from month to month, and some I like to wear at night, some I like to wear during the day, I'm thankful because that has made this last longer, but it's a really beautiful take on the original Mon Guerlain. So I definitely thought that it's worth a mention because it's one of my personal favorites, and it's one that I'm drawn to time and time again. I had a really wonderful fragrance chat with one of my friends over the weekend, and she had just purchased a new fragrance for spring, and that kind of prompted me to think about spring fragrances. And then I was like, hey, might as well film a video about it, because I filmed one in the fall and winter and lots of you seem to enjoy that. So the fragrance my friend bought is Eau de Magnolia from Frederic Malle, which I'm very, very excited to smell. I might order a sample of it and see how I get on with it, because it sounds like something I would like as well. That's it for me. These are the fragrances that I'm into for this spring. Cannot wait to catch up with you in the comment section below. Let me know what your favorite spring fragrance is. Is there anything new on your radar? Let me know. Always happy to catch up with you. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.